Welcome to Code. Please subscribe to our channel and like our videos. In this video we will learn about queue. A queue is a data structure that follows the first in, first out FIFO principle. This means that the first element added to the queue will be the first one to be removed. Think of it like a line at a grocery store. The first person to get in line is the first one to be served. Queues are commonly used in various scenarios such as task scheduling, order processing, handling requests in web servers. Basic operations on a queue. In queue. Adds an element to the end of the queue. Dequeue. Removes the element from the front of the queue. Peek. Views the front element without removing it. Is empty. Checks whether the queue is empty. Size. Returns the number of elements in the queue. Implement a queue using a list. But note that list operations like insert, 0, item, for in queue, and pop, 0, for dequeue, can be inefficient for large lists. However, for educational purposes, let's proceed with a simple implementation. Initialize an empty list to represent the queue. Adds an item to the end of the queue. Appends the item at the end of the list, queue. Prints the item added to the queue. Removes and returns the item from the front of the queue. Check if the queue is empty before trying to dequeue. Removes the first item from the list, front of the queue. Prints the item removed from the queue. Prints a message if the queue is empty. Returns the item at the front of the queue without removing it. Check if the queue is empty. Return the first item in the list, front of the queue. Prints a message if the queue is empty. Returns true if the queue is empty, otherwise false. Returns true if the length of the queue is 0. Returns the number of items in the queue. Returns the size of the queue, length of the list. Displays the current state of the queue. Prints if the queue is empty. Prints the current list, queue. Example usage of the queue class: create a new queue. Add 10 to the queue. Add 20 to the queue. Add 30 to the queue. Display the current queue. Remove the front item, 10. Display the current queue after dequeue. The front item of the queue, 20. Remove the front item, 20. Remove the front item, 30. Try to dequeue from an empty queue. Should print, queue is empty. Quote closing parenthesis. Now run our code. To keep on learning, please subscribe to Asim Code and keep supporting, and thank you for watching.